me there live to interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch. It's my last show of October. Is it? Or there might be another show in October. Anyways, here to talk about all things Sasquatch slash Bigfoot slash Yeti. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I know there'll be lots of people popping up with questions. My expeditions are really have come to an end pretty much. Hello, Chris. Thanks for tuning in. Um, and a sound check. Make sure the sound sounds good, everybody. I'm 99% sure it is, but let's just totally confirm that. So, with this year, congratulations. Hey, Kyla. Congratulations to all the expeditioners who came out and they persevered because the Sasquatch are now taking apples. 100% confirmed. Multiple occasions in the past 2 weeks, the Sasquatch have definitively taken apples. All signs point to that. We are, the expeditioners and I that were out on the last 2 weeks, have all congruently agreed. There's six of us that they're 100.0% taking the apples, and it's a very exciting time. In case you don't know, uh, it's been about 7 years, approximately, maybe eight, since they last took apples from me. When they start taking apples, it's the most amazing research area. Things just go to a new level, and I'm super excited about that. So, first thing I'll talk about today, though, before I get into the questions, and please, lots of questions. Hello, Sasquatch Adirondacks. Very excited to be coming back to New York. That stuff is going to happen very, very soon. Um, anyway, on the last time apples were taken, that I know of yet, because I put up apples before I left last time, and I am going back to the research area again, as long as there's not 3 feet of snow on the ground. What happened was, so my friend and colleague James, who's pretty public about his affiliation with me. I mean, I can't even believe I just said that. This is my friend James, my friend Darren, my friend Matt, my friend Bob, my friend Jason, my friend Logan, my friend Craig, my friend Kyle. All these people are friends of mine. My friend uh, Ashley. Uh, so we're out putting up apples. There's four of us in total. One, two, three, four. There's four for a case. Anyway, and I always tell people when they put up apples, do it with the intent of having a good open heart. That you're going to, you give that apple as a gift for Sasquatch to come and be your teacher, and do it without any deception and dishonesty, or any thought of reward. So we put up 14 apples, and my friend and colleague James put up two apples, and my eyebrows raised like this when he said, "And I'm putting them up over here because I want them to walk on the sphagnum moss and leave tracks." You hear what I just said? So after 7 years of open-hearted putting up apples, now they're taking them. We're super stoked about it. He puts up apples with the intent of getting them to leave tracks in a particular spot. You put them up where they'd have to walk on sphagnum moss. All apples but his were taken. What an awesome learning experience. For me, I'm glad he did it. He's glad he did it. And as soon as we got there and his apples were left, I knew they weren't going to take them. Do you understand the magnitude of that event, of that experiment? That'll happen every time. You put up apples with bad intent, you put them up with, it's not even bad intent. He just wanted to see some cool tracks, right? He just wanted to see marks from the Sasquatch. He wanted to have, I don't know, further substantiating proof. I don't, but when he did it, I just went red flag, red flag, red flag, and it worked. And you need to understand that when it comes to this discovery process, you have to be on that level. You have to understand that your intent matters. That if you're versing them, you're going to lose, and you're not going to have any success. You're just not. There's, and I'm telling you this because I deal with the best in the world. I affiliate with the best snipers and rangers and Navy SEALs and trackers in the whole world. And none of us can hold a candle to the Sasquatch when it comes to wilderness, when it comes to uh, evasion, survival, escape techniques. They're just the best. Counter surveillance, they're the best. You can't touch them. They are at another level that doesn't exist without satellites and radar and aerial support, right? So what an awesome experiment. How awesome a learning lesson was that. I went and filmed it all. I gave James a big hug because he was feeling a little guilty about what he did, but he shouldn't, because he just, James has been doing Sasquatch research for about a year and a half. He's got a photograph of a Sasquatch that he filmed trying to go up to radium. And That's another thing too. Is James? So it's James, Stefan, me, and Survivor Man are the only people that ever made it to the top of Radium and spent the night. And two young men, Craig and Kyle. Kyle from New York, tough as nails. Kyle comes out and trains like a beast. Gets into the ice bathing, dives into ice water. Kid just showed his mettle, pushed him, and he showed up. And Kyle and his hard work and his determination and what he's built up, the kind of human being that he's grown into, has earned a spot in my cooperation. I hope forever. And same thing with this young Craig. Kyle's 23, Craig's 30, but this is a tough Canadian dude. Kyle's a tough American beast, and these two young men went to go up to Radium and didn't make it this year because of weather conditions. So because their safety is of utmost importance, and the mountains kicked our ass this year with weather. We didn't like it. We dealt with it. They gave it a shot. And hello, Kamloops. Razor, hey, how's it going? Cool. James, the gentleman I was just speaking about, is from Adams Lake, just north of Kamloops. So I go there quite often. He's got incredible Sasquatch behavior and interactions happening at near Adams Lake, just north of Kamloops. Rodzar, hello, good to see you. Hello, Cameron. What's up? Hello, Jeffrey Rizzo. Hey, Todd. How long, Todd? How long do you Sasquatch live? Oh, how long do Sasquatch live in your opinion? I just go based on dentition. I don't think they'd live much past 60s. Do the apples have to be organic? Well, Jen, if your intent is to give them nourishing, healthiest, amazing, then yes, delicious, perfect. I won't put up a bruised apple. This is the most magnificent, incredible species to me. I have a reverence for them. I'm their student. They're my teacher, and I give them the best. So I don't put up a blemished apple. I give them organic, delicious tasting apples. I want the Sasquatch to eat those apples. I don't treat them like I'm just throwing dirty apples to an old bear. These are my teachers. I treat them with the utmost respect. It's Jen, you get what you give, right? If you're just giving them crap apples, you don't really give a crap here. They're just a bunch of dumb animals. That's what you're going to get nothing. So Robert Taylor asked me when am I going back out. Well, I guess the other news right now is I'm going to Mississippi. November 4th and 5th looks like I'll be at the Nas. Everybody knows it. It's there's a Bigfoot festival. It's pretty much all managed and in and good. So I'm prepared. They're prepared for me. So and hello, Andy. Thank you for tuning in today, Andy, and I appreciate you minding the chat room and helping out like you do. It's much appreciated. Hello, Todd. This is from something I can't pronounce. Benali Han Alani. So glad I caught you early. Do you think that the government knows more about Bigfoot? Yes, of course, the government knows all about Sasquatch, and yes, they are covering it up, 100%. And I don't think I know. I have evidence, and it'd be it's really like you understand the U.S. government does border patrol, right? Through Canada and the United States, they have Apache helicopters, or they used to. I don't know what they're doing now. They have drones and stuff, but they have Apache helicopters going up and down the border. They know what's there. They have no doubt. So, with 100% certainty, they know, and they are covering it up. It doesn't take much to. They just don't acknowledge it, and that's the end of it. So, Joseph, hello, Todd. Tell us more, please, about the communication with each other and with you. Do they have a common language between other troops? All I can see is they just talk through telepathy. I just think they mind speak with each other. I think they're so empathic, and telepathy is such a way of life. But a language, yeah. Is there a specific Sasquatch language? You'd think so, but I don't know it. And I was told by my teacher that they speak Northern Cree, or he told me that if I ever talked to them, that he would translate from Northern Cree. And I've never spoken to them. I never got up that high. Hello, United Kingdom. Greetings, Earthlings from sunny Glendale, Arizona. Thank you, Jeffrey, for tuning in today. How do you think their sense of smell is? Thanks, Todd. Very, very excellent. I'm not a. I've talked about this before, but I'll mention it again real quick. I took off my glove once. I'm not a sweaty. I'm very clean. I don't have a lot of odor, but I touched a tree once, and I saw two Sasquatch come up to that tree where I put my hand. So no man could have smelt that, to say the least. And they went up to the tree about 6 inches from the tree and smelled it, and they had like one side going, like he smelled me. So I'd say their sense of smell is probably I would say at least 5 times better than a human being, which is pretty significant. Great to see me. Great to see you, Todd. Thank you, Chris. Great to see you here. Any kind of apples, red, green, specific kind of? Nah, I just, what I always just do some really nice galas. I taste them, right? If they're delicious, I give them. You know, just amazing apples, and nothing but apples ever. I did try strawberries once because they have wild strawberries, but they never took them. And I just, guys, I'm so happy they're taking the apples again. I made a mistake 8 years ago, putting up cams and stuff, and I ticked them off, and I lost their trust. It's been 8 years, and literally, this is what's so cool is everybody who knows that we're on expeditions with us, they bloody well led us to this point. They led us here. They told us to go here. We put the apples up there. They started taking them. Like it's been absolutely miraculous what's gone on this year. And I wanted some more sightings. I only had 2 eyewitness accountings today or this year. Quite a few interactions, quite a few sounds that we heard, but I'm really happy about the success that we had this year. Do they tell difference between organic? Oh, see, I wouldn't know that, Jen. What they can tell the difference between though, Jen, is did you love it? How do you feel about them? Are they amazing, wonderful apples to you? That's what matters. It's what you put into it. Alabama's in the house. I can't wait to get back to the Talladega Forest where there are Sasquatch, 100%. Sasquatch in the Talladega Forest. Don't take my word for it. Go down there. The locals will tell you. So, hello, discovering Bigfoot New York. Who's doing that? Discovering Bigfoot New York. Cool. I'm curious to know who that is. And thank you. That's awesome. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for tuning in. Don't miss any live shows. Subscribe to the channel. That's awesome. Good idea. Robert, is there no way to judge how much sedative to administer? Oh my God. Sedative. Yeah, don't do that, guys. We don't know metabolism. We don't know height, weight. Yeah, don't try to sedate them. You get in trouble. Well, imagine this. So always are going to assume you're around a group of Sasquatch because I couldn't get them alone. I can't imagine getting a lone Sasquatch is going to be like finding a needle stack in 50 a needle in 50 haystacks. It's so impossible. It's ridiculous. So I won't even answer that question. But if you get them around a group of Sasquatch and you tranquilize or sedate one, what are the rest of them going to think? That he's just sleeping? No, they're going to think you killed him. They're going to think he's dead. And then I don't know what to tell you, right? You just murdered one of their own. You deal with those ramifications. I'm out. So yeah, I don't know what to say. That don't do it. Don't tranquilize one. Don't sedate one. It would be so dangerous. It's ridiculous. So I've been trying to believe, but still not convinced. That's cool, Corey. Keep looking at the evidence. Do your homework. I appreciate your skepticism, and I appreciate good questions because I started out as a non-believer. I knew they couldn't exist. Actually, I was going to prove it in the biology, and here I am. So good luck on your journey. Just my advice, Corey Phillips, and any of you who are still trying to believe, don't try to believe. Look for the truth. Focus on the truth, and you'll find the truth. So, anyway, yeah, just look for the truth. It's not about believing or disbelieving. It's about acknowledging the facts and just searching for the truth. That's how my journey went, and look at where I am. So, can I go on expedition with you, Mark? You got to apply. And hello, Royal Creations. Boom. That's what the Sasquatch call themselves, Royal Creation. And I'm sure you're saying that. So the Sasquatch call themselves Boom, the boom, that boom sound that they make. Oh, and that was interesting too, because on an expedition, the last time the apples were taken, um, what was going on? So the last time the apples were taken, the only real, so confirmed sound that I heard was a boom on the ground. So imagine, so we put apples up. They're about, let's say, 50 yards in the wilderness. You can't see them at all from base camp. You can't see 30 yards away, never mind 50. So we have to go walk about 40 yards to go see if the apples are taken or not. So anyways, it's nighttime. I hear a boom, 100%, and I know that sound. You can feel it, you hear it. As soon as I heard that, it was over in the direction of the apples, probably I'd say 200 yards away from the apples, further into the wilderness. The next day, I knew the apples were going to be taken. I bet on it, and I was right because I heard the boom. And the Sasquatch are basically just saying, we're here. So, for those of you who appreciate this research and are passionate about this discovery, and you just put up a button here, a donation. If you'd like to make a monthly donation, go to discoveringbigfoot.org, or you can go to Patreon on discoveringbigfoot.org. You can make a month, monthly donations work really good for me because it's reliable, and we are making this research happen, guys. So people are passionate about gorillas, people are passionate about chimpanzees and whales and dolphins, and that's awesome. Those of us who are extremely passionate about the discovery of Sasquatch make a donation, because all of it goes to this donation. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. I smile when I say it because that's what I do. This is my whole job, talking to you guys, and it's fantastic. I have an awesome life. Full-time Sasquatch researcher. Do you think Sasquatch will or do attack humans, or only if provoked? Yeah, only. Robert, this is a very highly intelligent, amazing species, so they'll defend themselves. Go shoot at one, see what happens. I don't want to be there for that. So anything has a right to defend itself. And then you'll get Sasquatch that are like serial killer, angry ones that are exceptionally prone to violence and anger and hostility, right? So that's, every individual is different, right? I just 2 years ago, there was a bear running around. He was a man eater killer, and he was just born to be vicious. He was killing other bears. He was just vicious. He loved being vicious. He loved his violence, and he's gone now. His life was ended because of his violence and hostilities. He crossed the path of a hero, and that hero ended his life. And now all the bears that are around, and all the bears I know of, are all wonderful and good. All the bears for hundreds of miles all over the area that I do research in are awesome and amazing. I have no trouble with them. Jill and Chris Van Dorn, I believe the only way to get convincing proof would be, sad to say, kill one, because the footage is never enough. And I disagree with you, Jill. There'll be a piece of footage that convinces the world. There will definitely be because I did it before, just made a mistake, and I can do it again. There, even imagine this, Jill. I come back with a good 90 seconds worth of footage, blinking, teeth, hands, walking, every part of the body, the most incredible, all in full 1080p, full incredible, vivid, crystal clear color. That would be that will be worldwide headlines, and it'll bring so much attention to the subject that just we'll finish the discovery with it. So it is my goal. So and sedating won't work either, guys. You can't sedate one. Believe me, there's actually a video on my. If you're interested in that sedation possibility, I explored it more than a decade ago, and it's a no go. You can't do it. And the video is to kill or not to kill a Bigfoot. It's on my YouTube channel. You should really give it a look if that's something you're thinking about. So, plenty of activity, Terry, down in Alabama. Alabama is beautiful, amazing. I had so much fun there. I can't wait to go back. Todd, do you believe that the Bigfoot are the original primate species, Earth-like? No. Like the missing link, Homo sapiens evolved? No. Are they or are they a distinct species that evolved alongside humans? They were a distinct species that evolved alongside humans, but never evolved away enough because they're successfully breeding with us and producing viable offspring. Don't take my word for it. It's in the DNA. I have the DNA paperwork. They have successfully bred with human beings on, what is it, 14 different occasions. Greetings, Todd. Great to see you, my friend. Hello, Royal Creations. I love having you on. So many amazing people. You guys are fantastic. Terry Thompson, I would love to see one. Definitely a lot of forests around here, says Bella. Hi, Todd. Keep going. Appreciate. I am not going anywhere. Will Carr. Oh my God. I'm so Wolfgang Broers Photography. Hello, Darren. So all is well. I will call you. Oh, you have updates for me. That's fantastic. So Darren had a sighting this year. So because Matt had a sighting, and then Darren, you had that sighting that day, right? Where you saw on the opposite side of where Darren was, saw Sasquatch. So um, Darren, yeah, we definitely have to talk about lots of stuff. Darren is an enormous part of my cooperation. He's one of the most successful expeditioners for radium, and he comes out. He spends a tremendous amount of time. Darren is a local guy for us, and he is a huge part of this discovery, and we're super grateful to have him. Tough as nails, honorable, good man, old school values, German, beastly, built like a, you know, one of those Germanic soldiers, and just we've had some great experiments. Him and I have tried some original Sasquatch experiments, and it's been awesome to have him come and help out with this cooperation. I'm super grateful to have you around, Darren. So I will be talking to you soon. When are the 2020 dates coming out? Well, Adam, oof. 2022, I'm only going to have a couple spots for new people, maybe two. But it depends on the COVID stuff, right? Because at least half of my amazing, incredible expeditioners from the United States refuse to get the shot. So that's a whole other ball of wax, right? So what happens if you don't get the shot? Are you never allowed to travel again? And what's going to happen in 2022? We've got a long ways to go. So that's a whole other issue. We're just talking about Sasquatch today. Do the Bigfoot have their own language? That was asked already. And I don't know. Do they eat mushrooms? I don't know. Probably eat everything, but mushrooms aren't much for nutritional value. So, Joe from Georgia Mountains Satellites can take photos of cars from space. How many photos do you think the government has of Sasquatch in open areas? That's a good question. I don't know. It'd be nice if somebody latched onto a Google map or something that had some cool Sasquatch, but that'll never be. What's a satellite image compared to my images? Like the vivid blinking eyes, Kubota, the awesome shots I have of Jake. It'll be interesting, but look at the national park Sasquatch videos that are really cool. Uh, Sorry, where are they? I think they're Yoho. No, it's not Yoho. It's oh, Yosemite. No, the national park with the cool Old Faithful and stuff in it. Anyways, there's lots of cool stuff. Footage of Sasquatch that are legit. The Patterson footage is real. So Robert Taylor, I think it's most likely that you need to provoke Sasquatch to get aggression. Yeah, yeah. Unless they've been having a bad time. It's yeah, exactly, Andy. It's there is no pattern. There's no one thing. There's Sasquatch are like this. Sasquatch are like people. Some people are awesome and nice, and you go get some amazing hospitality, treat you wonderfully, and some will want to shoot you in the back while you're running away and saying, "Please don't harm me." So yeah, are you going to do any more Survivor Man episodes about Bigfoot? I will always work with Survivor Man again. It was amazing working with him, and I really look forward to working with him in the future. So, hi from Alaska. Hello, Helen Black. I love Alaska. I got to go to. I'm doing Alaska. I'm doing Alaska in the next couple of years. I got to get up there. There's some amazing stuff going on. So many amazing people, and I'm just. It's calling to me. Alaska, Alabama was calling to me. New York was calling to me. Florida is calling to me. Oh, I hear you, Florida. I'm coming. And so is Alaska. Alaska and Florida, big time. What's the closest you've ever come to direct contact? Well, they made direct contact with me on a few different occasions. Todd, do you have Messenger? I have pictures to send you if you do. Yes, I'm on Facebook. I have Messenger. But better that you send them to bigfootencounter@gmail.com. So if you left clean meat for them, possibly lamb, would they respond better to? Oh, I don't know. I just do apples, guys. And gets dangerous with the bears, the mountain lions, and stuff, right? Remember that. Don't feed other animals. It's very dangerous. Don't don't get hurt doing this, please. Hello from Australia, man. Where are we going? All over the world here. It's so cool. Hello back to Yowie country, and yeah. So Robert, hello from Connecticut. I love North America. I love the United States. Got Australia. Join us Mondays, Thursdays, Standard Time, Discovering Bigfoot live chat. Cool. Get in the live chat room, guys. You never know when I'm going to pop up. Do you think that empaths are the people who hear them? Yes. I don't think I know. Absolutely. And look at Andy talking about evidence. Andy's a great resource. You came on here to the Discovering Bigfoot cooperation, where Andy and Amanda and Phil and Royal Creations and all these people that are on here have all these amazing things. So all this information is wonderful, and people like Andy, especially, and man, Andy, you've been so devoted tuning in. And Andy here's the questions that I've answered before, and he'll answer them based on my past knowledge as well. So this is very important stuff. Hi, Todd. Have you? This is Pete. Have you heard about the Missouri word, Mahoi Man, New Zealand? No. Is that where you're from, New Zealand? Have I heard about the Maori word, Meuha man, New Zealand Sasquatch? That is so cool. Well, if they're in Australia, why not New Zealand, right? That's so cool. And that's indigenous people. Thanks for putting that out there, Pete. There are stories of widows who speak with Sasquatch by clicking their mouth. Do you think that's feasible? Sure. I'm highly encouraged. Episode 419. Cool. Cool stuff. And I do enjoy the Sasquatch Chronicles. There's some very, very cool episodes. Any Sasquatch in Texas? Yes, there were. up until there were 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago, probably still. I say that because, there's Sasquatch in Texas. Unless they've been wiped out, there were Sasquatch in Texas. I've seen so much evidence. Hi from Missouri, and yes, they're still there. How many Sasquatch in the U.S.? I said 15,000 in all the Pacific Northwest. So maybe if you get into Central, maybe 30,000. I'm just ballparking it. Todd, when can you talk more about the spiritual animal ritual? Ooh. Joe Pirelli from Hudson Valley area, New York. Talk about that with my expeditioners. I'm talking to my son about that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about. I talk about it with my expeditioners. Some of these things get pretty personal. I do lots of rituals. I do ceremonies. Um, Hard for me to say this, but I'm getting really wise. I've been trained by a lot of shaman. I've become a certain, I've become a tracking shaman. So I perform rituals and ceremonies with people, and yeah, I'm really getting up there. But the ceremonies and rituals are very perfect, very personal. So just the simplest ceremony, really, it's very personal to me, and it means a lot. So I got to keep some of it for the field guys. But uh, there'll be a book someday, and I have to learn to share these things more openly. It's my own little paradigm, but yeah, Bigfoot chat with Sasquatch wizard. That's cool. Rook Grepta. Uh, I have no idea who discovering Big Nork. Well, he put his name up there now, so we should have it there. Hey Todd. Hey from Billings, Montana. I love Montana. There's Sasquatch in Montana, man. So what a healthy population of Sasquatch are in Montana because I've been there and I know they have. So, do I want to give a location for Montana? How about the Lewis and Clark National Forest? Check that out. They're there. Robert Taylor, I understand. Powder, I'm in Billings. Hey, need to check out Talladega. Yeah, they're in Talladega. Look for tree breaks. I found them. So, a few more questions. Do Bigfoot hide up in the trees when they're younger? Seen them in the trees when they're younger, not when they get over 500 pounds. 600 pounds? 600. I've seen 600-pound Sasquatch in a tree. Some trees are huge, right? What's the biggest Sasquatch you've seen and how strong are they? Biggest I've ever seen, 9 foot six. I I've seen one that was bigger than 9 foot six, but he wasn't as muscular. He seemed older. The big dad in radium is the biggest Sasquatch I've ever seen. He's 9 foot six ish. Weighs about 1,000 pounds. How strong is he? I say twice as strong as a gorilla, but it's more than that. Incredibly powerful. So, hello, Kelly. Hello, Todd. And hello, everyone. Kelly Burns, Pensacola, Florida. How is it going? Thank you so much for tuning in today, Kelly. Kelly. I'm very happy to have you. Fellow Adirondack, man. The Adirondackians are just coming up like crazy. You guys can talk, and Kyle is a friend of mine on Instagram and on Facebook. If you find Kyle, Kyle is, yeah, big. Like he knows me. Kyle was out here for 2 weeks this year, really eating it up. So, I'm gonna, whoever made the donation, I'm so grateful. Thank you very much here on YouTube, and YouTube is very grateful for the donation because that money mostly goes to them. But thank you so much for the donation. I'll scroll down and have a look. Portland, Oregon here. Love your channel. You give clearly to what I already knew. Will you ever do an expedition in videoed? Will you ever do an expedition that, oh, I'd love to do that. I think what you're saying is like videotape an expedition. Yeah, yeah. I want to start doing that more next year. So yeah, 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 yeah. I'd love to do. Hey Todd, love and support your work. Thank you so much, Joe Jones. Hope they get protection. Yeah, you made me a believer with your evidence. Thanks, Joe. That's awesome. If I just did it with one person, it would be worth it, right? So, okay, I'm just gonna scroll down here and look at that. Oh, it's Wolfgang. Darren made the donation. So thanks, Darren. You're allowed to just we'll call and talk. Really appreciate that. And Hey, any new footage coming out? J quality? That's a good question, Joe Snow. And no, not J quality. Less than J quality. So yeah. But anyways, that's gonna be the show for today, guys. Stop at the Discovering Bigfoot store and check out legendary merchandise. That is correct. We have some nice merchandise there, and there'll be more coming. So yeah, that's gonna be the show. We're just doing a little bit of a quicker show today, guys. Um, I'm not at home right now, but Yellowstone. That's where the thank you, Powder Blue 29. That's where the really cool stuff is. Oh, and Royal Creations, Todd, I had a powerfully strong dream about Sasquatch a few weeks ago. I'll tell you about it later. This is only the third dream I've had of them in 30 years. Significant, huh? Congratulations. Are they talking to you? Are they trying to tell you something? Because, man, they could get to you in your dreams. They have an ability to, what's it called? Remote viewing, remote talking. Are they calling you? They call to me all the time. I call to them. So there's a big stream of consciousness, guys. Watch. I highly recommend Third Eye Spies. Watch that stuff because there's a psychic thing. There's a stream out there that you can tap into. Third Eye Spies is legit and real, and the Sasquatch are the best at third eye spying. So honestly, I honestly don't know why you get flack, Todd. You're 100,000% Montana, 1,000% authentic. Montana is called Montana. Oh man, I had some hard times in Montana, Adam. But beautiful Sasquatch habitat. I felt like home in Montana because it was so Alberta like, so Alberta like. Oh my God, the question's just so far down, guys. But that's the show for today. You guys are amazing. Um, so I'm going to 100% do the show next week. I'll do a nice long 1 hour show next week. I'll answer lots of questions, and we'll have an awesome show. Hag Shack, thank you very much for your donation, Hag Shack, and you guys are absolutely fantastic. So lots of new stuff coming. I'll yeah, and I want to finish a new documentary for Netflix. So we'll be back on Netflix. I would think I'm going to call myself out. March, April. There'll be a new documentary on Netflix that we can all look at. So you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Until then, let's uh, let's keep this discovery moving forward. For all of you out in the field, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Take really good care of yourself. Be careful, and I wish everybody tremendous success on moving this discovery forward. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good night.